Hello comic book guys and gals, and welcome to Comic Mag Musings. This movie star handsome fella is your host, Bill Miller. I'm super excited because we are doing a support video for ALEXBIGBLUE. This is his 250 subscriber contest, and I am more than excited to be doing an entry. So, here are some of the basic rules for the contest. You must be 18 or older. He will ship to the USA or Canada. Otherwise, if you're in another geographic location, you can prize tag someone. You must do at least 5 channel shout-outs. They don't necessarily have to be comic book related. And he would like you to tell him your favorite Marvel team, DC team, and indie or independent team of characters. So I will go ahead and start with my shout-outs. First, I'd like to shout out ETA Nick. He has been on YouTube for a while, about 8 years now. And he puts out a lot of wonderful videos on flipping books, on how to grade books, how to press and clean, and has investment chats, live streams, and podcasts where he correlates the stock market or the market in general to comic books. So it's very enjoyable and I highly recommend it. That's ETA space Nick. My second shout out is for my friend from across the pond, the Greyman. That's all one word, the Greyman. He is an incredibly supportive member of our community. He has wonderful comic book hauls quite often. He does a daily blog. And if you're into heavy metal music, he also does several videos featuring both discussions about heavy metal music and featuring different CDs. So I highly recommend, if you haven't subscribed already, to hit up the Greyman. Third, I want to go with the Boy Who Had 7 Talks comic books. That's all one word, the Boy Who Had the number 7 and then Talks comic books. That is Matt, very positive, supportive member of the community, the host of Comigories, which is a super fun game show, essentially, where you have to show you have to show comic book covers from your collection which fit a certain criteria. And he's always hosting live streams. He's on other people's live streams. And he is always positive, upbeat, and supportive. So that's the Boy Who Had 7 Talks comic books. For my fourth, I'm going with Genome Presents. Wonderful channel. One of the standing members of the Comic Book Graders Notes show that he has with Mr. Miracle, Metarog, and Comic Head 84, where they take a comic book and they assign it a grade of, I believe it's 1 to 5. It might be 0.5, but I believe it's 1 to 5. In certain categories like cover, interior art, story, concept, overall. And it's very interactive. The chat gets to assign a grade as well. But it's a real fun chance to delve into specific issues, particular ones that you're not familiar with or that you haven't read in quite some time, and determine as to whether or not you'd like to read that for the first time or read it again. Always fun, always exciting. And he also does a lot of other videos that sort of stretch the boundaries of comic book collecting, whether it be painting, He just recently did an incredible interview with Bud Budiansky, who was a longtime cover artist for the initial run of Ghost Rider. He also did like GoBots or who cares, but he did Ghost Rider, and he also wrote some of the issues and did the interior art as well. But just an incredible spellbinding interview that he did, and he's interviewed several artists and people in the comic book community. So I highly recommend Genome Presents. And for my fifth, I would like to shout out First Edition Comics. That's Paul. Very good, low-key, calm, good-natured fella. Very friendly, sends out a lot of AOKs to people. Just a really giving person. He'll often participate in auctions, particularly on the channel of Comic Head 84. But he has some incredible Golden Age books, and he, among some of the others, has really turned me on to some incredible Golden Age art and titles. So that is First Edition Comics, 3 separate words. And I will have all of the links for these channels in the description, as well as the link for ALEXBIGBLUE, my good friend Alex, who is hosting this competition or this contest. All right, so those are my shout outs. Before I proceed, I would like to say that I will be prize tagging 64-page special. He was previously prize tagged by Simple Simon, but I'll be doing it probably for different reasons. So I'm prize tagging 64-page special. Not to be friendly, but because he's the hardened leader of an international street gang. I firmly believe that. Every video he has starts out with, "Hey, gang." It sounds innocuous. It sounds friendly, but no. It's because he's a gang leader. His avid support of the comic book community is a front. His slickly edited videos are jam-packed with hidden, secret, nearly indecipherable instructions for his gangland minions. And I, for one, want to be on his good side. So that's why I'm prize tagging him. Unless, of course, he doesn't win, and then he gets angry with me because I built his hopes up by prize tagging him, and he goes into a murderous rage and has one of his henchmen or a gun mall come and find me and snuff me out. It's a quandary. But no one said that weaving through the comic book community would be easy. So I'm sticking to my guns, and I'm prize tagging 64-page special. So here we go. These were tough for different reasons. I'm pretty heavy into Marvel. So it was tough because I could have chosen from a lot of different superhero teams. It could have been a supervillain team as well. But I chose this team, the Micronauts. Now, this is a licensed property comic that was written by Marvel. And on the cover here, you have, who's that? Bug, O'Croyer, Arcturus Ran, Marionette, and the big baddie Baron Karza. This is the first comic book that I remember reading as a youngster. So I may have read something before that or prior to that, but if I did, I don't recall it. One of my favorite series of all time. So I'm going with the Micronauts. For DC, it was tough because I don't collect a lot of DC. But I do fondly remember watching the Super Friends television cartoon. So I am going with the Super Friends. This would be what, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Batman, Robin, I think Wonder Dog. Wendy, Marvin, Soups. So loved watching that cartoon. It was fantastic. So I'm going with the Super Friends for my DC team. And the indie one was tough because there aren't a whole lot of independent teams. But I did pick one that I really enjoy. Definitely my favorite. I just don't have a comic book of them. I do have a trade, though. So we've got BPRD, the Bureau for Paranormal Research Defense, headed by Hellboy, Johann Kraus, Ape Sapien. So they are part of the Hellboy universe, and they are charged with defending the world against dangerous ghosts, witches, and monsters that would threaten civilization. So BPRD would be my team for independence. And that will do it for this support video. Again, Alex, thank you so much for hosting this video. 64-page special. Good luck. And remember, we're taking over the world one comic book at a time. He'll kill me with a gun, Mom.